Hey guys, hey BookTube, it's me, it's Chelsea. I'm filming this and it's just about 3 in the morning on Wednesday, November the 8th. A little bit of backstory, I was sitting and watching the 2016 election coverage, which I've been doing all day and all night. I have not done anything to this before coming to you guys, but I was sitting there and I was watching and I was panicking and I was being eaten alive inside by those twin powers of rage and fear. And I was thinking and feeling very impotent and very useless and very feckless and very stuck. And then I saw Renee, one of the hosts of Fangirl Happy Hour, kind of issue a challenge to Elizabeth from Books and Pieces to see if she could get a comfort reading tag off the ground, to send a little bit of comfort and love and self-care and boost and support and all those things to everybody else in these times that are really, really, really hard. And although that's not the place I'm at, I looked at that challenge and I said, you know what? That's a good idea. That's the kind of thing that needs to happen. Movement, progress forward, support, community, all of those things that are so threatened and on the edge right now are the things that we need the most. So I'm going to talk about some things that I find really comforting specifically and just in general. But I wanted to take a moment and look out there and say to those people who now live in fear, to those people who will be continued to be more marginalized than they have ever been, I am so sorry. To people of color, to my fellow women and queer folk, to anybody who is not Christian or not American or an immigrant to this country, I am so sorry. Today, America has let you down. We have shamed you. We have disappointed ourselves. We have taken a step back, and I am so scared and so sorry and so full of regret and mourning. And I am really not looking forward to having to explain to my son over the course of the next 4 years who this person is and how it is that he became president of the United States. I'm going to talk about the things that I love because I can't spend any more time thinking about the things that I'm afraid of or the things that I hate. I just want to say, if you're not there yet, it's okay. I'm not there yet either. I'm not even ready to actually start getting into my comfort readsy things because I'm not there yet. But I will be there. I will eventually be there through work and self-care and community and the lovely people like you out there. So if you need a little bit of self-care, here's what I recommend. First things first, memoirs, specifically happy ones, especially if they also have a mental health component. Bonus points if they have a stuffed raccoon on the cover like this one. This is Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. Jenny Lawson is the blogess. She was a very, very successful long-term blog writer and publisher. This is her second book. Both books that she's written deal with her mental health and her dealings with depression. Her first book just kind of focused more on her life story and growing up and coming to terms with those things. This one focuses specifically on her mental health, her depression, her self-care, her therapy, and all of those things, but it is hilarious. So if you're feeling in a similar spot, reading something from someone who's going through something similar might be really helpful. And if you can find a way to do it that also is uplifting and makes you laugh at the same time, then that's definitely what I recommend. Next up, we have something that is very, very comforting, something you already know the ending to, something that is literally about good conquering evil. I have several books on my shelf that fit this, but I picked The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherynne Valente. This is the first book in the Fairyland series, and it is so adorable. It's about a girl named September who goes to Fairyland and makes friends and meets an enemy and learns lessons and grows up and finds that good conquers bad, even if it takes a little bit of work to get there. And the prose is so luscious, but it's a kid's book, so the plot is not super complicated. And it's the perfect choice if you just need a little bit of a break and to go hide somewhere else other than the reality that you live in. Next up are a couple of older favorites. Poetry is a big one. I especially like the poems of Mary Oliver. This is Dream Work and Why I Wake Early. There's something about Mary Oliver's poems. Her poems are about the beauty of nature and living with the year and seizing life and recognizing how to live your fullest life and how we define that. And they're just, what I like about poems is that they're also short. They're meaty, so it's not that there's nothing there, but when I'm really stressed out, my attention can't handle things that are super long. So I really like taking around things that are short that I can dig into, kind of work through at my own pace. And so I really, really love taking poetry with me during times that I'm super stressed out. Also, again, books that I've read before. This is a book, Roommates by Catherine Stone. You guys will have seen this in my best loved books tag or most loved books tag, where essentially we looked at the books on our shelves that aren't pretty because we've read them so many times. The thing about this book and the kind of general thing I would recommend is that this book is a pulp, it's just trash. It's just complete drivel. There are CIA kidnappings and illicit lovers and affairs and computer programmers and horse riders and actresses and multi-million-dollar estates and eating disorders and did I mention kidnapping? Because there's kidnapping. So it's just all of it, and it's just so crazy that it's one step removed. So finding a book, Dan Brown works really well for this, finding a book that's just so plot driven that you get kind of sucked into that trance of just one more page, and it'll kind of make the time pass, and it'll kind of give you a chance to calm and just relax. Similar to the poems, I also really like graphic novels. This one's really long, but it overlaps with my other category of books, which is reading books about people doing the thing that they love, getting some vicarious joy through other people who are writing about either the careers that they have or the things that they love or the people that they admire. This is The Thrilling Adventures of Lovelace and Babbage by Sidney Padua. This is about Ada Lovelace and kind of the adventure of the first computer. It is a graphic novel. It's told kind of in bigger like plates, like it's less a graphic novel style than you would typically imagine, but still it's a graphic novel, so my brain won't have to think too hard to actually process and intake the information. And it's about people who are passionate about the things that they love. Along those lines, and the last thing book-wise that I'll recommend is On Writing by Stephen King. If you are a reader or you are somebody who loves words, this is a book that you really need to pick up. I know it seems weird as a comfort read, but King has this really familial way of writing, in addition to the fact that he writes with such passion and such interest and love for the subject that he's tackling, that it just feels it feels like a gut punch. And even if you're not a writer, it will make you want to do something that is creative and something that embraces the side of you that's your passion. And I feel like that sometimes is the spark that you need to pull out of kind of that downward spiral and bring yourself to that good place where you can kind of embrace more of your other comfort reads. The only other thing that I will offer is less of a comfort reads and more of a comfort watch. And this is essentially any movie that you have already seen the ending to that will make you cry. And this is a little bit of a mixed bag. It doesn't work for everybody, but I find it really cathartic to have like a controlled cry. So I will watch a movie like Stepmom, which I basically can't even talk about without tearing up, or Steel Magnolias, or My Girl, or any of a million other things that will make me cry, guaranteed. And I watch it knowing that that will be the outcome, feeling safe in the fact that that is a way I can channel my emotions that is focused and concrete and isn't just like wanting to scream into the abyss of society. So yeah, like I said, it may not work for everybody, but it works for me. Give it a try. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe the thing you didn't even know you needed was just a cathartic cry. That's all I have for you guys. I'm going to go try and, I don't know, I won't be sleeping. Maybe I'll go watch Criminal Minds because that's looking more appealing than watching the election coverage right now. Like I said, it's okay if you're not there yet. We'll get there. Together, we'll get there. It's going to be a long 4 years, but it's not going to be, well, you know what, I won't say that. I won't say it's not going to be the end of the world. It's not the end of the world tonight. We will get up tomorrow. We'll keep living, and more importantly, we will keep fighting the good fight, because that's really all we have left to do. Till next time, guys, take care of each other, take care of yourselves. Happy reading.